And welcome in to Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Good afternoon. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we are here at Wildcat Field for a game against Belen. Just one game, not a doubleheader this evening, but there is a doubleheader planned for tomorrow afternoon starting at 1 right back here at Wildcat Field with your Lady Wildcats hosting Valencia. But right now, we're getting ready for the Lovington-Belen game, and Lovington is coming off of a win on Tuesday night against Roswell, 9-8. They squeaked it out. Apparently, it was not pretty, but it was a win, and Lovington will take it because that improves them to 10-2. And they are still ranked number 3 in New Mexico 4A under head coach McCraw with assistants DePorto and Skinner. Your Belen Lady Eagles come in under head coach Medrano at 10-8. Their season is well underway. In fact, they've already started their district season. They're 2-0 in district, and they're coming off of a win over Highland, a beatdown, you might say, 30-0. And that's the last game that they played. And Belen is ranked number 10 in New Mexico 4A. So coming into this one, the Lady Cats, again, are looking to finish their tune-ups for district play and to stay strong. I'm not sure that they would have predicted that at this point in the season they were going to be 10-2 and be ranked 3rd in New Mexico 4A, TJ.
Well, I think it's I think they would have expected to be at the number 3-4 spot in Class 4A. They're one of the traditional powers, at least over the last decade or so. And so I think the ranking is where they expected to be, but I'm not sure that the 10-2 record is necessarily where they kind of expected to be. They've played some tough teams against some tough games against some tough teams and managed, with the exception of the 2 Hobbs games, and they played Hobbs extremely close both games.
They certainly did.
Managed to get the win in every one of them, including that thriller against Carlsbad and knocking off Roswell High. So that's 2 5A squads that, they've put the pelts on the wall for. So they are looking pretty good, but they want to continue to build that into district. Really, you've got, and we've heard Coach McCraw mention this before, at least for the last 5-6 years, there's been 4 teams in Class 4A. It's been Artesia, Lovington, Silver City, who Lovington has already beat, by the way, and Gallup.
Right.
They've been the cream of the crop in Class 4A for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Now, there's generally another team that will get into the playoffs and make some noise, and that's what makes today's game so important. Belen is a top 10 team, number 10 in the state, so it's a top 10 matchup, and this is a team you could see again coming up in the state tournament.
Oh, definitely. So it's going to be a good chance for both of these teams to see each other and play each other here in this one. And then, of course, Lovington will get some experience against Valencia tomorrow as well. But Belen comes in a pretty solid team. They're in a bigger district, of course, so they're not ranked number 1 in their district. And they are, ranked well below Lovington. But, you get out of the top 4 and you get down and, the rest of the top 10 can be pretty salty and they can hand you, a loss on any given day. So it's not a given here at all. Lovington's got to bring their A game and be sharp today. And, of course, having the confidence of those 10 wins on the season, some of them coming against higher division teams, and having played Hobbs so solid in 2 games, even though losing. Hobbs is ranked number 3. Last time I looked, Hobbs was ranked number 3 in New Mexico 5A. So, Lovington should feel pretty good about themselves, but they can't come in here overly confident, and they're coming off of really not a good game, not a really well-executed game on Tuesday. It was a win, but I think that they had plenty of sharpening up to do to get ready for this one today, and they cannot play at that level on Tuesday that they did and expect to win against Belen.
Well, and Belen is a team that they can definitely get the bats clicking. They're averaging 9 runs a game, but you see that 30-0 shellacking that they put on Highland, as you mentioned earlier. They started the season beating Powake Valley 19-0, and they've scored double digits quite a few times, including in some of their losses. So it's going to be very important for the pitching to come out. Their pitching not as strong. They're giving up about 6-7 runs a game 2, and that's something that Lovington can feast on. Their starting pitcher today, Scott, is 7-3 on the year, but her ERA is up over 5 with a 5.22 ERA. So it's going to be important to get the Lovington bats clicking early and see if you can. I think it's going to be a case of offense versus offense. It may be at times.
And in fact, speaking of Belen's pitcher, Scott, she also is is their leading batter. She's got a 600 average at bat. She's had 30 hits on the season, and she, along with Franco Cordova, are all well above the other two girls have above 500 batting averages, and Shavira has 7 home runs on the season. So they've got some power, some batting power. They've got so they're definitely going to have to be sharp on their defense. They're going to have to get up there, start swinging the bats, and get their batters around. Lovington hasn't had trouble getting on base, even against some of the better teams that they played. Sometimes they have lacked the timely hitting to be able to get them around and in over the plate. So they're going to have to work on all those aspects and be sharp against Belen today and get some really good experience, again, to keep in mind as they move forward with the object of, wanting to win district and to move on into the playoffs and to the state tournament.
Well, and that's going to be incredibly important. Probably not going to see many home runs today. We're looking at 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and they are coming right to left, but they are blowing in slightly, so that's going to change the trajectory of the balls, and things that get up in the air are going to move over towards the left field side, so all the fielders need to be aware of that too.
Yeah, for Lovington, Bailey Garcia, the left fielder right now, has the leading batting average at .645, and her on-base percentage leads the team at .647. Zabri Rodriguez has hit 5 home runs this season, and defensively, Corral at third base has a 100% fielding average, so that's terrific. Also, heavy hitters for Lovington include Zabri Rodriguez and Daphne Odohara. They have the number 2 and 3 batting averages, respectively, for Lovington. So it looks like we're done with the warm-up portion of this program as the teams are both back in the dugouts and getting ready to line up on the field and get ready for the national anthem. But we're just about to get this single game this afternoon. It's kind of strange to travel, more than 3 or 4 hours for a game like Belen's having to do just to play one game. But that's what's on the schedule, and that's what we're doing. And it's a windy game. Because we have dirt infield here, both on the softball and the baseball fields in Lovington, it's definitely going to be a factor. The wind's going to be a factor, and eating some grit and dirt is definitely going to be felt all the way through this game for sure.
It's Southeast New Mexico softball. if you're not eating a little dirt, a little grit, you didn't really play. So.
All right, so we'll take a break, and we'll be back with the start of this one. It's Lady Wildcats softball versus Belen on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcats softball, as we're just going to run down the lineups real fast, at least for the visitors, and then we'll have the announcement of the national anthem. For the visiting Lady Belen, the Belen Lady Eagles, that is, number 4, Larissa Scott is your starting pitcher, batting in the first spot. Number 2, Hani Miraval is batting second. And okay.
Actually, they're doing introductions for
and,
Lovington.
yeah,
So.
and Miraval is playing shortstop. Batting third is number 9, Araceli Franco, the third baseman. Batting fourth is number 21, Dinesh Shavira, who is playing second base. Batting fifth is number 19, Jalen Boozer, who is playing center field. Batting sixth is number 3, Shala Rocha, who is playing first base. No, batting seventh is number 6, Peyton Lucero, who is catching. Batting eighth is number 13, Raylyn
Masterman.
Yes, Masterman, thank you. And playing in right field. And batting ninth is number 7, Rianne Murillo Levy, who is in left field. Your reserve players, number 34, that is Estrella Montaño Sutton, number 5, Eva Romero, and number 14, Payson Lucero. And for your Lady Cats, number 2, Anaí Quiroga is your catcher. Number 4, Honey Morales at second base is batting second. Batting third, 17, Sabri Rodriguez in right field. Batting fourth, 13, Angelina Corral at third base. Batting fifth is number 5, Leila Hernandez at shortstop. Batting sixth, number 9, Jocelyn Olguin at first base. Batting seventh is number 6, Zimri Ellis in center field. Batting eighth is number 21, Bailey Garcia in left field. Batting ninth is number 15, Sabri Sanchez, your designated player. And number 11, Daphne Urahara is your starting pitcher, and she's your flex player, so she won't be batting at least while she's pitching. Your reserve players are number 1, Pesha Gonzalez, 12, Braylon Hernandez, 16, Yaya Garcia, 19, Andrea Hernandez, 23, Johanna Ochoa, and number 77, Jabri Rios. So we will now take a break and do the national anthem and be back to get this one underway. Lady Wildcat Softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we are just about to get this one underway. Your Lovington Lady Cats versus the Lady Eagles of Belen. And on a very windy Friday afternoon here, as you mentioned before, gusty winds, they're kind of blowing around all over the place. Sometimes it looks like it's left to right. Sometimes it's blowing, from the southeast straight in, kind of straight from center to home plate. And when it does, of course, it blows all of that sand right into the batter, into the ump, and to the catcher. So it's
into the press box too, if you want.
Exactly right. We have windows, and we can block a lot of it out, the wind and the dirt. So I'm grateful, and it's probably going to start getting a little bit chilly too, as the shadows are already getting long across the field, and it's definitely going to when we lose our sun. We'll definitely lose our heat as well. Nice crowd for this. There was a JV game before us, and I believe Lovington won that.
13-3 final.
And they called that. There's a time limit on those game and on that game, but I think it went 3 or 4 innings.
Four innings.
Four innings. Okay. So congrats to the Lady Wildcat JV team for notching a win against Belen here. But a number of a few fans from Belen made the trip, and then the stands.
It's a long way to Belen.
Yeah, it is. And then the home stands pretty much full. So here we go, ready for the first batter up here. It's Larissa Scott, your pitcher. And the first pitch comes in from Urahara. Call, strike one. Nice pitch to medium speed right over the center of the plate. So the count is 0-1 right now.
Just a nice way to start. Just get it in there. Just start feeling it out and find the zone in the wind.
Little more pop in the glove on that one, but missed the zone just a bit for ball one. So count even, 1-1. First batter up. Mirabal is on deck. Franco in the hole for Belen. Urahara in the circle, Quiroga behind the plate, and there's a solid line drive shot out to left field. Garcia comes in on it, scoops it up, and makes the throw. And the throw gets by Olguin, and that's going to put Scott on second. So she has a single, but she moves to second on the throw. So Lovington's going to have to really watch those little errors, little mistakes like that can creep up on you, and these extra bases sometimes in a tight game. One extra base, two extra bases, a throwing error, a mental error, anything that you do either in the field or when you're running the base, it can add up and can mean the difference in the game sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky and it doesn't. You get a pass. Runner in scoring position now as Mirabal steps up. First pitch is low. And inside for ball one. So 1-0 the count, no outs, a runner on second. Lovington just wants to get out sufficiently without giving up runs. And that looks like a call, strike on the outside corner, yes. And Quiroga throws to Hernandez at short just to keep Scott on base.
Yeah, Scott was playing almost halfway through, and it's not a bad idea as Quiroga's got a good arm, get through the dart right to Hernandez.
So on Mirabal. This one comes in. It's going to be a ball, 2-1 now.
And a little bit sloppy on the exchange. Lovington has got to be careful. It looks like, at least based on Scott out there, that these Lady Eagles want to be aggressive on the base paths.
Yeah. Urahara leans in. And this one's fouled out of play off to the right toward the tennis courts for strike two. So we're even up 2-2. Olguin is on first for Lovington. Morales at second. Hernandez at short. Corral at third. Garcia in left. Ellis center. And Rodriguez in right. 2-2 count. Second batter up. Another swing, and this one's fouled back over our heads. That one twice now. She's caught it just underneath the ball. Mirabal spinning that one back a little bit. But healthy contact, even though it wasn't full contact. And that's going to, call, strike three on the inside corner. Beautiful pitch as Urahara took a little something off that, and it had a little late movement across the plate. And Mirabal thought that it was just inside. She jumped back from it a little bit. The ump said, oh, no.
Yeah, it had a little late break on the back to the inside, too. That was a great pitch and a good call there for Urahara, who gets the strikeout, and now one down.
And that one floats in, but a little bit high. Right over the plate, but a little high. Franco, the batter, third baseman for Belen. On deck, Vera and Boozer in the hole. One out, one runner on. Oh, and time is called as
time for dirt.
Yeah, a gust of wind kicking up dust, and not only that stings. Not only is it just nasty to deal with, and you can't see a lot of time, it gets in your eyes. It stings too, and that's going to miss just outside. Nice movement on that. As Urahara trying a little a breaking ball, it broke just a little too much. So count 1-1 now. Ooh, good pitch. And Franco agreed, but she swung at it a little too late. Snapped the back around and sent it back out of play off to our right for strike two. So Urahara in front of this batter, 1-2 with one out, one runner on. That is Scott on second base after hitting a single, advancing over to second on the throw. No, it wasn't a bad throw necessarily. The players, second and first, really weren't ready for that. And it just went past.
Yeah, hopefully they can pitch their way out of that first little error of the ball game, but still got a couple outs you got to get here.
Oh, nice pitch, but swung on and fouled back again as Urahara brought a little more heat on that. And I think that ball was dropping just a little bit. Franco swung a little late, a little under it. So 1-2 the count. Or 2-2 the count. And spins that one back. Staying alive at the plate, catching pieces of it. And Urahara doing a good job of varying her speeds out there and her placement. You know, it's going to be a challenge to keep the home plate cleaned off.
Yes, it is.
With this weather. Oh, just missed the outside corner. Wow.
Kinoga framed it up and wanted it, but the ump was like, nope, don't think so.
And I think where it landed, that's probably a fair call, but it didn't miss by much, that's for sure. So full count, 1 out, 1 runner on. And a swing and a foul tip to stay alive again. And I think it's good that she swung at that. I think that would have been a ball. So I'm glad that Franco was thinking it was close enough to swing out to spoil off, if nothing else.
Yeah, if it's close, you probably need to swing at it. And if there's any doubt, just try and make contact and see another pitch.
Yeah, spoil it off and stay alive for a pitcher. Just want to, and that one is fouled off back to the screen as well. So Franco is working on about, this is probably pitch number 8 or so.
8 or 9, yeah. She's fought off a couple of pretty good pitches out there from Urahara.
And a little weak hit grounder headed over to Corral. She picks it up, fires to Ogeen at first in time to make the out. It does move the runner, though. So Franco with a sac ground out, 5-3 in the books for the second out. Now Scott is sitting on third, but 2 outs, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, number 21, Dene Shavira, the second baseman, up to the plate.
That's not the worst thing ever, though, because you got 2 outs. You don't have to worry as much about the runner on third. You just need to continue to make quality pitches and worry more about the girl at the plate.
That's right. You just need that third out. You need to get her. Now, Shavira does lead Belen with home runs this season. She's hit 7 of them with this wind. The
wind actually just blew Urahara off the rubber. So.
And, man, it is really gusty. There's a level of wind that's constant, and then it gusts above that sometimes as well. That's going to, call strike on the outside corner. So the ump is definitely calling the corners, both inside and outside.
That one had some good late movement on it. It kind of froze Shavira up. She was looking for just the plain fastball or maybe a riser, and that one a fast curveball.
And that is going to be just a little bit low.
Looked pretty good from here, but, yeah, it must have just missed low.
Yeah, it was right across the plate, but Lovington faithful over there sitting in can see the up-down on
Didn't
that
hear
ball a
too
little
many
better.
groans,
No,
yeah.
they must have agreed with that. Oh, and that just missed the outside corner. Again, a little too much movement on that, but still a pretty pitch. And 2-1 the count, so. As a pitcher, you look at 2-1 count and think you're even with the batter. A 2-2 count is we call it even, but as a pitcher, you don't think of that as an even count, 2-2. Ooh, nice call in the outside corner, and that evens it up at 2-2 now. At 2-2, as a pitcher, you still feel like you're ahead of the batter because you have an extra ball to give. And that makes it 3-2, full count now.
Yeah, as Chavita checked it up, she thought about it, but that one was going to be low and away, and so did a nice job holding up on it.
So 2 outs, a runner on third. Cleanup hitter at the plate, swing and a miss. Got her with a breaking ball in the outside corner. Shavita's bat was too short for that one, and strikeout number 2, out number 3. And Belen threatens, but Lovington contains them. No runs on 1 hit and
1 error.
1 error, the throwing error, and 1 left on base. So we're going to be back with the bottom of the first inning with more Lady Wildcat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
For Belen, they threaten in their half of the first. No runs on one hit, and one error committed by Lovington, but it doesn't cost them. One runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the first, no score, and with Lovington coming to bat, here's Don Morgan.
Thank you very much. Top of the order, number 2, Anahi Quiroga, the catcher, is up first, and followed by Honey Morales. Batting second and batting third will be Zabri Rodriguez, who is out in right field. Zabri also pitches. And Quiroga, very capable catcher for Lovington. She inherited the mantle full-time after DePorto moved on after a very successful high school career as a catcher. And Quiroga is sharp at the bat, so she's leadoff batter for a reason. She can work a walk, but she can hit the ball, and she runs. Catchers often will have a courtesy runner, but she likes to do her own running, and she's quite capable of that as well. So she fouls this one off after taking the first ball low. Now this one fouled off over to the right toward the tennis courts. Nobody's on the tennis courts this afternoon, as the Netters, I believe, are involved in a tournament this weekend.
I believe that is correct.
It would be pretty windy to try to practice anyway. There's a little pop-up going to be handled by Rocha, as it was just weak contact by Quiroga. She kind of swung up, caught the underside of the ball, and just a little pop-up for the first out. So she's not going to be happy with that. But that now means Morales will come up to the plate, and she'll try to get something going for Lovington with one out, nobody on. There's no score, but Lovington would very much like to go ahead and get a run or two on the board this at bat. That's going to pitch going to come in low for ball one. Again, it looked like it was over the middle to the outside part of the plate, but a little bit low. So 1-0, the count on Morales. Ooh, swing and a cut and a foul back to the screen as Morales saw that good pitch, but she swung just a little underneath the ball. Her timing was right on. It went right back to the back of the screen. She just didn't hit it solid.
Scott 7-3 in the ring this season with a 5.2 ERA, so she can be hit.
And that is going to hit the outside corner. So a little more smoke on the ball from Scott in the ring. And that means the count is now 1-2 on Honey Morales. Swing and foul back over by the tennis courts again. So Morales swinging just a little bit late on a couple of these balls. Just needs to decide a bit sooner to make contact, get that bat snapped around. Oh, she does. It's a high fly ball headed and coming under it. Is second baseman Shavira, who had the ball. She called off Rocha and had it in her glove and then dropped it. So Morales is going to reach on the E4, and a lucky break for Lovington, getting a runner on.
And that's a case of a couple of things. One, Rocha probably had the better angle on that as it got up and held up in the wind. She could see how it was moving easier than Shavira could. So the wind and the call off, hey, works for Lovington. They get a runner on with one out.
Sabri Rodriguez, right fielder up, swings at the first pitch she sees, catches it on the inside of her bat and fouls it off to the screen, off to the left for strike one. So 0-1 count on her. Now Rodriguez feeling the pressure to try to bring Morales around. One out, one on. Honey Morales on first.
Yeah, can't really worry about the pressure. Just do your job and keep the line moving.
Swing and a grounder headed to shortstop. It stopped but bobbled and then tossed over to second to try to get the lead runner, and it is in time. Despite the bobble, Mirabal to Shavira, 6-4 for out number one. That gets the lead runner.
Out number two.
I know, out number two. So 2 outs and Morales Rodriguez reaches on the fielder's choice. That brings up the cleanup hitter, number 13, Angelina Corral, to the plate. Oh, and that came very close to hitting her as that ball, I think the wind kind of picked that up a little bit. Not a lot of speed on that from the pitcher, and the wind kind of carried that inside, but it just becomes ball 2 on Corral. So 2-0. There's a strike.
Yeah, took a big swing at that one, was not quite ready for a little off-speed pitch, and Angelina well out in front of that one.
2 outs, a runner on first. Lovington would very much like to get a run across, and that is going to miss just a little bit high. 3-1 the count. So Corral in a good opportunity to bring that batter in, and nope, she watches that one, and good eye, as those were clearly balls, all 4 of those. So now runners on first and second, and number 5, Layla Hernandez, a shortstop, coming out to the plate. 2 outs, 2 on. Golden opportunity for Lovington to get some runs across, and they would like to do that. They held a Belen scoreless in the top half of the first. They need some runs here. Don't want to strand those runners. First cut is fouled back to the screen for strike 1. Olguin is on deck. Ellis is in the hole. And Lovington would like to get that far. Oh, and that's going to miss just a little bit high. I think it was over the plate on the outside corner, but high. So 1-1 count now on Layla, a senior this year. And a grounder headed over to shortstop. She picks it up, flips it over to third for the force out, and that third out. So Lovington threatens. They get a couple of base runners on, but they can't manage to get them around. And so we are still scoreless, and we will head to the top of the second inning and be back with more Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
No runs for Lovington in the bottom of the first. No hits. 1 error committed by Belen, and 2 runners left stranded for the Lady Cats. We head to the second. No score. And with the call, Dawn Morgan.
And thank you very much, as we're in the heart of the order for Belen Lady Eagles. 5, 6, and 7 coming up to the plate. Boozer, Rocha, and Lucero. As Lovington needs to hold Belen now and then get back to the dugout and try to get runners on and then get them around once they get on. So no score in this one, shaping up to be a pretty tight game. We'll see. Belen would like to break it open here. Lovington needs to contain them. First pitch is going to be a little high and outside for ball 1. So Boozer in center field for Belen, followed by Rocha, the first baseman, and Lucero, the catcher. That's Urahara in the circle for Lovington, your starting pitcher. Quiroga behind the plate, and there's a swing and a foul over off to the toward the dugout for the Lady Cats. Pardon me. So 1-1 is your count here. Olguin's at first, Morales at second, and Hernandez at short, Corral at third. And Garcia, Ellis, and Rodriguez from left to right out in the field. Ooh, that's a nice pitch. Call, yes, on the outside corner as beautiful. Urahara putting a little more pop in the glove, catching the outside corner. And Boozer just watches that one. Didn't really even flinch or offer. Must have thought that was going to miss outside. And she really started to swing at that one. It's high and inside, so that might be her weakness right there.
Might be.
Urahara might want to bring another one pretty much like that and see if she goes for it.
Not a bad idea. And when she's throwing the outside pitch, sometimes it's hanging up just a little bit against the wind because it's blowing back the other way, as that one will miss.
Outside for ball 3, and that'll run the count full on Boozer. Lovington really needs to not give away bases here in this game against Belen. And a swing and a miss. Beautiful as Rocha goes down swinging again. It was Urahara bringing a little bit of a breaking ball over the outside corner. Boozer swung at it too late as she brought some heat on that ball as well. So that's the second strikeout for her. And the first out, that brings up Rocha to the bat.
Third K.
And that's right. She struck out Miraval and Shavira in the top of the first, and now her third one. And Rocha with the first pitch in, it is a strike. 1 out, nobody on. 0-1 count. That's going to hit the outside corner right at the knees. So another beautiful pitch. Urahara on tonight.
Well, now it might not be a bad idea to either come back inside since she's got Rocha maybe looking away, or throw something way outside and see if she chases.
Yep, and she does. And goes down swinging. So strikeout number 4 for Urahara. And now 2 outs, nobody on. And number 6, Peyton Lucero, the catcher, up to the plate. Catchers often, not always, but often are good batters because they have to watch the ball. Every pitch that's thrown, when they're catching, they've trained themselves and really have to keep their eye on the ball. And that translates into being better batters a lot of times because they simply watch the ball longer. They see the ball. They're watching the ball from the standpoint, of catching for a pitcher and really watching it as it leaves a pitcher's hand, no matter what the delivery is, having to pick it up right by the hip and the release point, just like a batter. And it does make them better at the bat sometimes. A little grounder over to shortstop. Layla Hernandez picks it up, fires to Olguin in time for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down, 6-3 for the third out. And you can't get much better than that as 2 strikeouts and a ground out into Belen's chances in the top of the second inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless, and we'll be back with more Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcats softball.
In the top of the second, no runs, no hits, no errors as down go the Lady Eagles. 1-2-3. No score in this one after an inning and a half. And with the call, Dawn Morgan.
Thank you very much. As it is toward the bottom of the order coming up, number 6, 7, and 8 for Lovington. Olguin Ellis Garcia with the leading batting average for Lovington, followed not far behind by Zabri Rodriguez and Daphne Urahara. So Lovington needing to populate the bases and then get them around and in. They don't want to let this game go on too much further without scoring a run. There's something about that can get in your head. You get stuck at 0 sometimes, and it just feels like you're walking in sand, trying like everything just to get that first run across sometimes. So they really want to break the ice here and get that run across. First pitch is in, fouled off for strike 1 against Olguin.
And Coach DePorto telling her level it out a little bit.
right? She was swinging up just a little. Better swing, but a little bit late as Scott picking up the speed on that one just a little bit and throwing a riser. Olguin was a little under it, a little behind it. 0-2. She's behind on the count, but it just takes one, as they say. And this could be hers as she does foul it off, but it's going to be out of play off to the right over in the bullpen area.
Pretty good swing at that one. You get it up too high today, and, I know that's an old major league thing. Too high, too high. No, you do that, it's going to hold up and it's going to blow from right to left. So if you're going to put the juice in it, it's going to have to be a screamer to get out of here. Worry about just putting the ball in play and keep it as low as you can today.
And there's a grounder, a hot one to shortstop as Miroval picks it up and fires over to Rocha at first in time to get Olguin. So Olguin gave it a ride. It was good, solid contact. It was a pretty hot grounder, but it was well played. And now Olguin becomes the first victim of the at-bat.
Miroval's been busy. Miroval's been busy. That's her third put out and 4 outs.
Yeah, and so far Lovington is hitting on the ground for the most part, except for a little bloop pop-up. 1 out, Ellis up to the plate. And the first pitch is going to be a ball. So 1-0 the count on Ellis. Now she wants to be the Lady Cat to get something started. Get on base. Try to get around. And as you say, put crooked numbers up on the board. You don't want 0, that big oval, that goose egg.
Yeah, I realized somebody said to me one time, you know a 0 is curved, right? But
there's a grounder over to third base. Franco knocks it down, throws it over to Rocha. So Lovington is making contact with the ball. It's fairly weak contact. I mean, these have been, medium speed, ground balls, not too tough to handle for Belen's infield. So now with 2 outs after that 5-3 put out, it's Garcia, Bailey Garcia, third left fielder. Looks at the first pitch. It's going to be low and inside for ball number 1. So 2 outs, nobody on.
And yes, I do realize 0 is curved, but that's and crooked, but
well, it's curved. Crooked to me is more like it's got
a 2, a 3, a 4.
Exactly. Crooked is
a 5.
A combination of curved and straight, right? So I get it. 1-0, 2-0 the count now on Garcia. And she fouls that one off toward the left, toward the Belen dugout for strike 1.
I think going to be important for Lovington hitters is Scott doesn't look like she's going to overpower them by any means, but it's going to be finding your pitch and finding the good one that you can handle with more than weak contact. It looks like she does have pretty good spin rate on that, though, and so that helps with the weaker contact.
And you're going to have to hit it solid. You're going to have to really watch that and hit it with the meat part of the bat, really solid contact to take the spin out of play.
Barrel it up, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a strike to even things up 2-2. And now a third swing and a miss as Bailey chased one kind of high and outside, protecting the plate that becomes a strikeout victim. That's just the first strikeout that Scott has issued. She might actually be hitting her stride. It takes some pitchers longer to warm up than others. So that 3 up, 3 down. Still no score in this one. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
For Lovington, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. They go 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the second. We head to the third, no score. And with Belen coming to bat, here's Dawn Morgan.
Thank you very much. Bottom of the order, 8, 9, and then back up to the top 1. So it'll be Masterman, Levy, or Murillo Levy, and then back up to the top of the order, Scott. First 3 batters for Belen. First plate appearance for Masterman out in right field for Belen, followed by Murillo Levy playing left field, and then Scott, the pitcher, in the hole. And it would be a good thing, again, we said this at the beginning, at this point last inning, if Lovington can get outs as quickly and efficiently as they can, keep Belen from getting anything started, and then try to get back to the dugout and erase that goose egg of their own. First pitch is going to miss low and away for ball 1, so 1-0 the count. As just a little bit of a reprieve for just a little bit. The wind dies down a little bit at times. Hopefully we'll continue to lose some velocity as the sun goes down. That pitch is going to be high and outside for ball 2. So far, Masterman is just standing there and saying, pitch to me. I'm going to make you pitch to me. I'm not going to swing. Maybe Udohara can get her to swing at this one. 2-0 count, nobody on, nobody out. Ooh, that's going to hit the inside corner. Yes. Masterman, it kind of crowds the plate. She stands up pretty far in the box, and the way she turns her body just a little bit, it's a pretty close stance. And when the ball starts being delivered, like a lot of baseball pitchers, she moves that left leg up a little bit. That one's going to be fouled out of play off to the right, again, out there beyond, kind of in the bullpen area for strike number 1. So 2-1 now the count. Masterman finally seeing a pitch that she thought she could sail. And it did sail, but it went foul. Oh, and that's going to miss just a little bit outside. Masterman, I think Udohara keeping that on the outside, thinking that she might chase, since that was basically the same pitch that Masterman swung at the last pitch. She misses. 3-1 the count. So going to really have to hit the zone here, and she does. Brings the heat. And, oh, that was 3-2 count. Yeah, I didn't realize that was full. Hadn't written that down. So another strikeout for Udohara, and a good one. And now she's got 5 strikeouts in the game. Number 7, Rayanne Murillo-Levy, the left fielder for Belen, batting in the 9th slot. 1 out, nobody on. Ooh, not a pop in the glove on that, but a miss. So 1-0 the count. 1 out, nobody on. No score in this one. We're here in the top of the 3rd inning, and it hasn't been for lack of base runners or by both teams getting a couple of chances. Ooh, nice, good heat on that, and Murillo Levy just looks at it. 1-1 the count. That is going to, yes, I was going to say, I'm waiting to see if maybe he'll call that, because it looked like it caught the corner to me. 1-2 the count now.
Yeah, a little bit of late break. I think it caught the front of the plate and then dove out of the zone. But that's a good pitch and a good one to have in the back pocket if you need it.
1 out, nobody on, 1-2, and that's going to miss low for ball number 2. A 2-2 count. Yeah, in their first at bat, Belen had a hit and left 1 on base. Second at bat, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. So they've had 1 opportunity, and that is going to hit the outside corner. Yes, nice pitch as Udohara with a nice breaking ball, a fastball that really just had a little late break on it, but beautiful. And that's
really like a cutter almost in baseball.
And so strikeout number 6 for her. And out number 2, and that's going to bring up the top of the order. Scott, the pitcher, she hit a single and got stranded her last time up. She's responsible for the only hit so far by Belen in this game.
Only hit in the game period for either team.
That's right, and the only base runner for Belen. That's going to miss outside and low for ball 1. So 1-0 the count, 2 outs, nobody on. Lovington needs to get this 3rd out. Can't allow Belen to get a 2-out rally started. That's going to miss, kind of get hung up in Urahara's hand. And sometimes that's a result of missing your release point. Sometimes it's a difference in your stride, because sometimes if your stride,
they're actually working in the
exactly.
ring, so I think it's something to do with the landing zone.
And that can happen as a pitcher. That's right. You really have to pay attention to the holes that you are leaving, both with your toe off of the rubber and your landing foot out there, because you start getting a little bit of a pit, and the next thing you know, you turn your foot just a little bit one way or the other, and you land in that hole, and it just, you're not going to throw a strike. And that just misses the outside corner. So 3-0. Two outs, nobody on. Showed bunt just to kind of screw the pitcher up, and it didn't work because Urahara, good girl, brought that pitch in right over the plate. 3-1, threw that strike when she had to, despite Scott showing bunt and trying to distract her. And that's going to be a ground ball that is going to get by Morales out into right field. But Rodriguez picks it up, throws it in, and really almost, Scott didn't look like she was running full out and almost threw her out at first. And, that can happen. If you hit a ball hard enough and your right fielder comes in on it, you can pick that up and throw a runner out at first. Scott does make it on with a single. So 2 singles for her. She's 2 for 2. But 2 outs now, a runner on first, and that brings up number 2, Honey Miraval, the shortstop, to the plate. And the first pitch is going to miss low. Nice over the corner and good speed on it, but just a little low, so ball 1. And Miraval struck out her first plate appearance, so she's 0 for 1. 1-0 the count, 2 outs, 1 runner on. And that's going to be a little grounder. Honey Morales knocks it down, then picks it up and makes a fast throw to Olguin, and it sails on her and goes all the way to the backstop, and Quiroga corrals it, picks it up, but the damage is done as Honey Morales did a good job of knocking it down, and if she had just flipped it over.
Yeah, rushed the throw a little bit, and it caused it to sail. So second error on the Lady Cats for this ball game, and so now Belen's got to be smelling a little bit of blood in the water with their number 3 hitter, Franco, to the plate.
She's a third baseman, and she's got the second highest batting average for the team. 2 outs, 2 on. That pitch is going to miss just a little outside and low for ball 1. So Lovington in a little bit of trouble in terms of runners in scoring position, but 2 outs. All they need to do is worry about the third out without giving up any runs. And that's going to miss a low and inside for ball 2. And Franco hit a grounder to third base her first time up. Moved a runner around, but that runner ended up getting stranded. So 2-0 the count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. No score here in the top of the third inning. And that is just going to miss, just a little low and outside as well. I think that really clipped the corner, but just a little bit low. And now timeout by Franco as she goes over to check with Coach Medrano.
It was actually Quiroga asked for time to go talk to Urahara.
Okay. I looked up and saw the batter trotting over really fast over there to the third base coach, and thought maybe she had a little trouble. And she looked like she was holding up her hand or something. I thought there was a little trouble there. So 3-0 the count. Runners at second and third. And there's a high fly ball headed out to right field. Oh, and is it caught? It is, but I think it touched the ground, and they're going to say it's not a catch.
Yep, they're going to say it was a
trap. Yep, they're going to say a trap, and it does score 1.
2.
So that's going to, 2, and it scores 1 from third, and then it scored, as I was always about to say, it scored 1 from third, and then coming in from second was Miraval. So 2 runs on that, 2 RBI single for Franco.
Double.
Yeah, she ended up at second, but I think that was on the throw in. So Franco over on second now. 2 outs. That's going to clip the inside corner, yes. And this ump has been very consistent at calling that corner and that pitch. So We have 2 outs and 1 runner in scoring position after 2 runs across the plate. A swing and a grounder straight up the middle, but Hernandez comes over and fields that with a nice throw over to Olguin for the 3rd out, but not before the damage is done. And now Lovington's got some work to do. They're trailing 2-0 going into the bottom of the 3rd inning, and we'll be back with more Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
In the top of the 3rd inning, Belen scores 2 runs on 2 hits. Lovington commits 1 error, and 1 runner is left stranded. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Lovington trailing 2-0, and with the call, here's Dawn Morgan.
Well, thank you very much. As Lovington trailing by 2, that's they're well capable of getting those runs back here, but they need to populate the bases and then move them around. McCraw likes to piece together when he needs a run or 2. He gets pretty aggressive on the base paths and just tries to piece runs together, move those runners around, stealing bases and bunting and trying to get those runs on and around and in. First pitch swung on and fouled off to the dugout. Sabri Sanchez with an 0-1 count on her. And back up to the top of the order after with Quiroga and Morales. And that pitch comes in. It's going to be a ball. 1-1 is the count. Well, Sanchez, your first batter up, then Quiroga and Morales on deck and in the hole respectively. There's a grounder that's going to find its way, almost finds its way through. Mirabal is able just to get to it to knock it down, but that's going to be a nice hit for Sanchez. A single will put her on base.
And the first hit of the ball game for the Lady Cats.
Yeah, an infield single. They've been on base. They reached on an error, fielder's choice, walk, fielder's choice. In their first at bat, and now this is the first outright single. They've had runners on, but this is their first hit. And now with no outs, runner on first, Quiroga up to the plate. She swings at the first pitch she sees and fouls it down the 3rd base line for strike 1. She popped out, little bloop pop out to the first baseman her first time up, so she's 0-1 and due. 0-1 the count on her. No outs, a runner on first. And Lovington, you just have that feeling this is going to be an inning where they're going to be able to hopefully get runs in. Scott took a little speed off of that and hung it up a little high, and Quiroga, anxious, was ahead of that. So 0-2 the count. Now she's going to have to protect the plate. A swing and a high fly ball headed out to right field. Coming under it to Masterman. She makes the catch, and that means that Sanchez has to tag up, go back to first. So 1 out.
And in a normal situation, that one gets a whole lot deeper. I still don't think it would have gotten out, but with the wind again still gusting in, that one just hangs up. Masterman didn't even have to hardly move to get it. She just came up a little bit, put the glove up, and closed it down.
So 1 out, 1 on, and Honey Morales bunts, and it is picked up by Scott from the circle and fired over to Rocha at first in time, but it's a sac bunt and a pretty good one by Morales. Not good enough to put her on base with it, but it does move. It does move Sanchez over to second, and that's what it was designed to do. So a sac bunt by Morales becomes the 2nd out, and now Zabri Rodriguez, your right fielder and sometimes pitcher for Lovington, up to the plate. 2 outs, 1 runner on, and swing. It was a changeup. Boy, Scott took a lot off of that, and Rodriguez saw it and knew that it was going to be off speed and tried to be patient, but she still was in front of that and fouls it over the dugout for strike 1. So 2 outs, a runner on second base. Rodriguez at the plate, a solid hit, but knocked down by the shortstop. Mirabal picks it up, but the throw is not in time, and Zabri Rodriguez able to beat it out as that ball really, Mirabal did a good job just getting to it, knocking it down. There really then was not enough time for her, even with a good throw, to get Rodriguez out, which is a good thing. Lovington will take that infield single with runners at the corners now. 2 outs, and up to the plate, you have Angelina Corral, your cleanup hitter.
Lovington trying to put some pressure on. I would expect Rodriguez to take off for second with any bobble.
And that's going to come in and be a strike on Corral. Corral worked a walk and got stranded her first time up. So she's had, pretty good look at the pitcher. She worked a 3-1 count before the walk. A swing and a grounder is going to find its way. Oh, almost found its way. That was a good play by Shavira as that was headed to right field, and she knocked it down and then turned around and flipped it over to first and got Corral. So, wow, Lovington threatens and comes up empty. We are going to head to the top of the 4th inning. Lovington trailing in this one, and we'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Lady Cats in the bottom of the 3rd threaten, but come up empty. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners stranded. We head to the 4th. Belen 2. Lovington still trying to get on the board. And with the call, Dawn Morgan.
Thank you, TJ Miracle. Lady Wildcat softball here at Wildcat Field on a windy Friday evening. Starting to feel that coolness as the sun's setting. And the wind, I think it's dying down just a little. Still gusty, still breezy, still a factor in this game for sure. That's going to be a great pitch on the outside corner. And it's the heart of the order for Belen, 5, 6, and 7 with Boozer up. She struck out her first time. It's her second plate appearance, and she's got an 0-1 count. Ooh, that just misses the outside corner as the ump gave it a long look. He's been very consistent with his zone, with his calls inside, outside. I haven't disagreed much, maybe 1 or 2 that are just could have gone either way. And that's going to miss low for ball 2. 2-1 the count. First batter up. Lovington trailing. They need to hold Belen right here, then get back in the dugout and try to get runners on and around. And there's a foul tip back to the screen for strike 2, evening things up 2-2. And Boozers followed by Rocha on deck, Lucero in the hole. There's Urahara in the circle, starting pitcher. She's got 6 strikeouts in the game. Is that right? 2, 4, 6. Yep. Ooh, and a good pitch. Beautiful. Now becomes strikeout number 7. So a good performance in the circle so far. That is first out. That brings up number 3, Rocha, the first baseman. She struck out her first time as well. She's followed by Lucero on deck and Masterman in the hole. Oh, and that is going to miss just outside, but that's been a good pitch for Urahara this afternoon, as sometimes it just misses, just breaks a little early and too much. But still, she's gotten some batters to chase on that too. So 1-0 count, 1 out, nobody on. And a little defensive swing there hits just almost hit her hands, hit the inside part of that bat as Rocha checks that swing, but makes contact with it anyway and fouls it off for strike one. 1-1 count, one out, nobody on. Just a single game this evening, but a doubleheader on tap for Lovington tomorrow. And that is going to miss low. Hit the corner, but just a little low. So 2-1 the count now. As we're expecting a very windy day tomorrow. Windier than today. Don't know how that's going to affect the games. It depends on just how windy it actually is. They're expecting, if we get lucky, maybe it's not going to be as bad as they predict. And there's, again, a sort of a defensive swing. It's almost a check swing, but it hits it on the inside of the bat. She's got a weakness for that inside pitch, but she doesn't pull her elbows back and adjust to be able to hit it with the meat of the bat. And that's a good thing for Lovington because she's making very weak contact with it and fouling it off. 2-2 the count. And that is going to just miss, just a little bit low. Brings the count full. So 3-2 the count, one out, nobody on. Lovington really needs to get the heart of the order here and then get back in the dugout. They only trail by 2, and that's a very doable come from behind score. There's a swing and a healthier cut at it, not quite so late. Fouls it off out of play toward the right. Count remains full on the Rocha. Lucero on deck, Masterman in the hole.
And Sabri Sanchez is warming up in the bullpen, so this may be the last inning for Daff out there.
That hit the outside corner. Yes, call, strike 3. That sends Rocha down looking, and is strikeout number 8 for Urahara. Nice work. But that brings up number 6, Peyton Lucero, the catcher, to the plate. She grounded out to the shortstop her first time up. 2 outs, nobody on. Lovington needs to just work on getting this out. Nice pitch. It's going to hit the outside corner, yes. A medium speed pitch, again, just a little bit of a break. 0-1 count. Masterman on deck now, and Woody O'Levy in the hole. If we get that far, Lovington would like to get this batter out. As Quiroga takes a minute.
Yeah, I found, I don't know, maybe lost a piece of her shin guard or something, so I had to take it over to the dugout. Piece of padding or something.
Right. And a swing and a miss. Nice pitch again by Urahara. She's been painting that outside corner all afternoon. 0-2 count. 2 outs, nobody on. Ooh, swing and a miss. As Lucero way out in front of it and swinging and not looking at that ball at all. Pulled her head away. And that is 3 straight strikeouts, 3 outs, 3 up, 3 down, and no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And Lovington gets their wish. They get to get back to the dugout pretty efficiently. And we'll have more Lady Wildcat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Daphne Urahara strikes out the side. 1-2-3. Down go the Belen Lady Eagles. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Lovington trailing 2-0. And with the call, with the Lady Cats coming to the plate, here's Dawn Morgan.
Well, thank you very much, TJ Miracle. Heart of the order for the Lady Cats. 5, 6, and 7. Hernandez, Olguin, Ellis. And Lovington needs some runs. They need base runners. They need runs. They trail 2-0. And Hernandez steps up. Layla hits at the first pitch she sees, fouls it off. She was in front of that. and fouled it off out of play down the third base line.
In the last couple innings, Lovington has gone after the earlier pitches in the count. I think maybe Coach McCraw has seen that those are the best pitches that they've seen so far, so he's telling them to be a little more aggressive at the plate.
That comes in a little high. It was over the plate and a little more pop in the glove, but that becomes ball one, and Layla lays off of it. It's a 1-1 count. A swing and a high fly ball. She snapped the bat around. She has sneaky power. When you look at Layla, you wouldn't necessarily think that she's got the kind of power at the bat that she's capable of, but she can. She's got a home run this year and out of the fence home run, and she's capable of smacking that ball. That misses outside for ball two, and she can really lace into one. She was way out in front of that foul ball. Ooh, a nice ball to hit. She pops it up, though, high, and is going to be handled by Mirabal. So makes contact, but swings up on that one and ends up being out number one. A fly out to the shortstop for 1 out. Brings up Ogeen, the first baseman, to the plate. She grounded out to the shortstop her first time up. This is her second plate appearance. Lovington needs base runners. Oh, and did she? Yep, she broke the plane. It's a little check swing, and that ball came in a little. It might have caught the corner anyway. He has been calling that inside corner, so either way, it's a strike. 0-1 count. That is going to miss the outside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Ellis on deck. Garcia in the hole now for Lovington. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the fourth inning now, and that misses high. Ogeen wisely lays off of that. So 2-1 count. As things begin to quiet down just a little bit, and luckily in that you can see that the wind is not as high as it was. Ooh, a nice cut at that one, but fouls it off out of play off to the right toward the tennis courts over there. 2-2 the count. If Ogeen can just pick that one out just a little bit earlier and straighten it out, the line drive hit would be a good time for it. Oh, that's going to miss low and inside, and Ogeen gave it a good look. I think she wanted to make sure.
The Belen faithful that are here wanted kind of groaned.
But Ogeen gave it a look. I think she wanted to make sure that was going to be a ball. And a swing, and it becomes a swinging bunt picked up by Scott, who comes out of the circle and throws it over to Rocha. 1-3 for the out, and Ogeen just a little bit unlucky there. That was a foul ball that
dribbled out fair.
It did. It just what I call a swinging bunt, because that's what it looks like. You don't intend it to be, but for some reason the action of the swing and the contact, it just doesn't get out there far enough. So 2 outs now, and first pitch into Ellis, she swings at and fouls it out of play over our heads for strike 1. So 2 outs, nobody on. Lovington, desperately needs a 2-out rally here, and they're capable of it. They often will do some of their best work and do most damage with 2 outs on them. 0-1 count with Ellis, the center fielder, at the plate. Garcia on deck. Sanchez in the hole. That's going to miss outside for ball 1, so 1-1 count. Scott has only struck out 1 in this game. That comes in. That's another ball, so 2-1 count. She has walked 1 and struck out 1. But she's enticed Lovington into mostly weak contact. And sometimes a pitcher like that, you look at him and you think, gosh, she's not that fast. She's not doing that much. Why aren't we hitting her? Why aren't we, getting more hits, and why aren't we doing more damage on this? And it's just hard to explain sometimes. Sometimes it's the spin on the ball, and she does have a lot of spin on it. Not as much speed. She's varying her pitches, doing a pretty good job of moving the ball around, and that one comes in low and inside for ball 3.
And this is the first full count that Lovington hitters have seen, and it comes here in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs to Zimmery Ellis, the number 7 hitter in the count.
I think I had Ogeen down as the batter right before this.
You are correct.
Yeah,
you are right. Sorry about that.
And a swing and a little line drive shot over to Shavira, moves so over a couple of steps to her left and grabs that one for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. Lovington still trailing 2-0, and we're going to be back with the top of the 5th inning. They're running out of time here as Belen still in the lead. We'll have more Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 50 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And Lady Wildcat.
The Lady Cats go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. So we head to the 5th and a pitching change for Lovington as we go to the 5th. And with the call, Dawn Morgan.
And thank you very much. As number 15 comes in, and that is, let's see, that is Sabri Sanchez. That's right, Sabri Sanchez. She was in the lineup batting anyway as a designated player. And Sabri comes in to the circle in relief for Udahata. Udahata, this must be strategy for Coach McCraw, thinking, okay, the Belen has batted through the lineup twice, and they've seen Udahata. Udahata has, a lot of strikeouts in this, 9 strikeouts in the game, but they also have a doubleheader to play tomorrow afternoon. So some of this, I think he's just wanting to try to keep Belen a little off balance here. First pitch is hit out into right field. Drifting back for it is Morales, and I think that really was Rodriguez's ball to call.
And Morales got a glove on it, so it's an E4 on Masterman.
So a lot of times it's, as they say, whoever the player who is coming in on the ball, unless they're too far away, has the better angle on it to come in and catch it rather than to go behind you. It's harder to drift back and catch it as you go behind you. So an E4 puts Masterman on base, and that brings up Murillo Levy to the plate. She struck out her last time up, but this is a different pitcher.
Final line for Udahata getting the start. She goes 4 innings, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, strikes out 8, no walks.
So no outs, 1 runner on. Murillo Levy shows bunt, but fouls it off over to the right, and that becomes strike 1. So again, now Belen trying to play small ball, so to speak, when they're trying to get a runner around. They have a 2-run lead right now, 2-0 here in this top of the 5th inning. They're trying to add to it. Lovington would like to shut things down without giving up runs. And another bunt is going to go right back to the circle, and Sanchez picks it up, fires over to first. It does move the runner as Masterman, who reached on an error, now moves over to second on the sac bunt by Levy. So 1 out, 1 runner on in scoring position now. It brings up top of the order Larissa Scott to the plate.
We will have a courtesy runner check in. That'll be Peyton Lucero going in to run for Masterman.
So Scott, the pitcher, coming up, top of the order.
I guess technically it's a pinch runner, but with unlimited subs in softball.
Right, it kind of becomes, kind of pointless.
But maybe Coach Madrano seeing a little bit better speed from Lucero, so.
Maybe he's just wanting a base running advantage with a 2-run lead. He thinks that's not enough against Lovington, and I think it probably isn't either. That pitch is going to be inside and miss for ball 1. So 1-0 count.
Sanchez with pretty good heat. Sometimes she has a little trouble commanding the zone, but she's definitely got some mustard on the ball.
She has a windmill, a full windmill delivery, but she gives it a little bit of a flip. She flicks her wrist at the end of her delivery and gives a little twist and has quite a bit of spin on her ball. And she's got deceptive speed. It doesn't look like she's working very hard, but she's efficient, and that ball comes in faster than you think it is as a batter. And that's, as a pitcher, that's a good weapon to have. 2-1 is the count on Scott. Oh, and that ball, Quiroga loses it for just a minute in the dirt, but keeps an eye out there. Keeps an eye out on that courtesy runner. 1 out, 1 on. Lovington trailing by 2, but still not too far behind, still well within reach of being able to come back against Belen. Belen wants some insurance runs. And there's a ground ball headed over to Olguin. She touches first for the 2nd out, but again, that does advance the runner over to third base. Now 2 outs as Scott is out 3 unassisted for the 2nd out. Ball, the shortstop, up to the plate. She reached on an error and scored her last time up, struck out her first time up. So 2 outs, a runner on third. And Lovington just needs to concentrate on getting the 3rd out without giving up a run. There's a hit, a fly ball headed out to left field, and it is going to be out of play.
Just foul.
Just foul, and it was not caught, although a good job by
Rodriguez
out there. Yeah.
But very lucky that Rodriguez, when she reached out for that, she was still in fair territory. If she had touched that ball with her in fair territory, that would have made it a fair ball. So Lovington dodges a bullet right there.
So it just becomes a long strike. So 0-1 the count. 2 outs, 1 runner on third base, threatening to score. Lovington wants to get this 3rd out, get back in the dugout. And a little grounder is headed to Morales. She picks it up, tosses at first, and out number 3. So a slow roller handled well by Morales, and Belen threatens but comes up empty. No score in this one. Lovington heads to the dugout, and they still trail 2-0 with a little bit of work to do. We'll be back with Lady Wildcats softball coming up.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
No runs, no hits, 1 error committed by Lovington, and 1 runner left on for Belen. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Lady Cats trailing 2-0. And back to the action with Dawn Morgan.
Well, thank you very much. And it is time for Lovington to step up, get some base runners on, bring them around. They've got to have base runners, timely hitting, and some scores on the board. They trail by 2, but that's well within their reach. The first pitch is in, and it is a call strike on Bailey Garcia, the left fielder.
Garcia may not see a better pitch than that all season long. Belt high right in the wheelhouse, and she just wasn't quite ready for it.
That is going to miss outside, way outside, get out of Lucero's control, but nobody on, so no harm there. But that evens up the count, 1-1 now, as it's the bottom of the order. Garcia, Sanchez, and then back up to Quiroga, and there's a grounder that takes a little while, but picking it up is Franco, and able to throw it over to Rocha and throw Garcia out at first. So again, we're just seeing, it's so interesting. Lovington is a team of hitters. I mean, they are. They usually have a pretty good offensive production, and they're just having a lot of trouble getting solid contact off of Scott today. they're making contact and they're hitting grounders in the infield, but it's weak contact like that. A little bloop grounder over there to Rocha, who handles that. Sanchez stepped up, hit the first pitch she saw, and 3 out, 3 unassisted in the book for the second out.
Yeah, just 2 hits for Lovington, and both of them infield singles over to the left side. And Quiroga's the only one who's gotten pretty good wood on the ball, and she had a long fly out to right her last time up.
So top of the order. And the first pitch is going to be a call, strike on the inside corner, and that's a pitch that he's been calling. That one looked like maybe it was shading over. It was just on the edge, but 0-1 count. 2 outs, nobody on. A swing and a nice fly ball. It's going to get over the head of Levy out in left field, and Quiroga with the first really good, solid contact, and only the second hit of the ball game for Loving. Third hit, that's right, was single, and now her double. She's got a stand-up double, and she's in scoring position. So Lovington can get a 2-out rally going here. The potential tying run is at the plate. And let's see, Morales, I think, is going to have, I think we're going to see Yaya Garcia pinch hitting for Honey Morales. So Yaya will come in with 2 outs and 1 runner on. That's Quiroga out on second base after a stand-up double. And you just kind of felt a sigh of relief, watching that ball sail, thinking finally a really good long ball hit off of Scott. First pitch comes in, and Yaya looks at that. Of course, keep in mind, it's her first look. It's her first time at bat, her first look at the pitch. Now she's seen it, and she hits this one on the ground to Franco. Franco picks it up, fires over to first, and just like that, after getting a nice double by Quiroga, she gets stranded, and the third out from 5-3 in the book means that Lady Wildcats are now down to only 2 bats. They trail 2-0, but they're going to look to contain Belen. Coming up, top of the 6th inning, we'll be back with more Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcdcnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on for the Lady Cats in the bottom of the 5th. We head to the 6th. Belen still with the 2-0 lead, and with the call, Dawn Morgan.
Thank you very much. As Belen back up to the plate. They put both of their runs on in the top of the 3rd inning. And here we are, the top of the 6th, and there's a hard hit ball, a high fly ball. Is it out or is it fair? He said fair.
I thought that went foul.
I thought it went foul too. It was down over there across the left field fence, and he said it hit on the right side of the pole, which would make it a fair ball. And let's see if there's any discussion. I don't think that there's going to be any protest about that. So it's an over the fence home run for Arceli Franco, who stood up and hit the first pitch she saw in the heart of the order. Franco batting first in this rotation, but she bats in the 3rd order. And now it's 3-0 after that solo homer by Franco. No outs, nobody on. Shavira to the plate. She grounded out her last time up. That's going to miss just a hair high and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. As Shavira struck out and grounded out, she's 0 for 2. 3-0 your score here in the top of the 6th inning. That is going to miss just a little outside as well. The Lovington faithful not liking the call on that. Felt like that clipped the corner. 2-0 the count. And that's going to miss as well, just barely. 3-0 the count now. So Sanchez in the circle, who came in relief of Urahara. Pitches a beautiful one over the inside corner with a little pop in the glove on that. So she hit the zone when she had to. 3-1 is the count. Swing and a miss. Kind of tipped it just a little bit. 3-2 the count now as the count runs full on Chavita. After giving up the home run, Lovington for sure needs to try to get these outs efficiently without giving up any more runs. And that's going to foul and just kind of not go anywhere except just right behind the catcher. Count stays full, 3-2. As Boozer is on deck and Arocha is in the hole for Belen. Heart of their order, 3, 4, and 5. Swing and a high fly ball headed out to right field. Shallow right. Coming in on it is Rodriguez, who makes the catch and hangs on to it. Again, good speed and good to see that she called the ball and followed that in and made the catch. That was a tough one. You had to play the wind. The higher the ball is up in the air with the wind, it's definitely a little tougher to follow, and she really had to hustle to get that. So a fly out for out number 1. Boozer up to the plate, swings and misses. So out 1. First pitch is a strike, 0-1 the count. Rocha on deck, now Lucero in the hole. 1 out, nobody on. Nice pitch, just missed. Oof. That kind of had a rising action to it, and I thought it clipped the outside of the plate, but Yump said it either was a little outside or a little high, maybe both. 1-1 the count, a swing and a miss for strike 2. You know, I can see a little more determination up a homer, you know, in the pitch, and that usually makes you mad, makes you bear down. If you have good mental toughness, it makes you refocused, and you usually start throwing a little harder. And I can see a little pop in the glove out there for Sanchez as she's determined to try to get these outs and not give up any more runs. 2-2 the count. Beautiful pitch and swung on and fouled out of play off to the right for the count to remain 2-2. Getting toward the end of this game, lights are on. Still breezy on this Friday evening. That's going to miss high and away. Run the count full, 3-2. With 1 out, nobody on. Lovington trailing 3-0 to Belen here in the top of the 6th inning. They need to get out as efficiently as they can. Oh, beautiful pitch. You betcha. Call, strike. And that becomes, I believe, the first strikeout for Sanchez.
First strikeout for Sanchez, 10th overall for Lovington pitching. And a quick change on the final line for Urahara. Only 1 of her runs was earned because of an error.
All right, 2 outs, nobody on. And it's Rocha, the first baseman, up to the plate. Swing and a miss. A nice little off-speed breaking ball by Sanchez over the outside corner. And Rocha now 0-1 count on her. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 6th, scores 3-0, Belen leading. Beautiful pitch. And Rocha thought so too. Swung on it just a little bit late, caught it on the end of her bat, fouled it off out of play for strike 2. So 0-2 count. A swing and a grounder is headed up. Morales is able to knock it down, but she looks up before she has control of the ball. That was pretty much straight up the middle. You're going to call that an E4? Or do
Yeah,
you think
I think it's an error.
Okay. It's
Even though she had to go across her body,
Oh.
and when she knocked it down, instead of picking it up with her hand, which would have kept it from being error, she tried to go with the glove again and dropped it again. So that makes it an E4. I don't like to write it, but that's the
Right.
4th error tonight for Lovington.
swing and a miss as Sanchez, a little frustration, heat on that pitch to Lucero. So 0-1 count, 2 outs, 1 runner on.
And the errors have played a part in one of the runs tonight, and you would hate to see it play a part in another one.
So 1-1 count, 2 outs, 1 runner on first now. If Lovington can contain the damage here and just get the out without giving up the run, then all is forgiven and you move on. But Lovington is down to 2 at-bats to try to even it up, tie it up, or go ahead. And they're going to need everything that they can do during those 2 at-bats. But first, they've got to get this 3rd out. A swing and a foul out of play off beyond their dugout for strike 2. So 1-2 the count. This is Lucero at the plate. If she finds her way on, Masterman is on deck. There's another foul out of play off to the right toward the tennis courts. Count remains at 1-2.
Actually, the wind caught that one, and a gentleman in the stands got it.
Well, it was toward the tennis courts.
It
but
was,
it just
yeah.
didn't make it all the way over there. As he's going to throw that, send that in. Oh, and there's a little bloop over to Olguin, a little pop blooper. And Olguin moves over, catches that, and just like that, Lovington kind of gets out of a bit of a trouble there with a pop to position 3, out number 3, but not before they give up that solo home run. And now it's 3-0, and Lovington goes to the dugout. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. More Lady Cat softball here on Lovington Sports, YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
In the top of the 6th, Belen gets 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error committed by Lovington, and 1 runner left on. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Lovington trailing by 3, and with the call, here's Dawn Morgan.
Thank you very much. And this is going to be the heart of the order for Lovington. It's Rodriguez, Corral, Hernandez. 3, 4, and 5. And the first pitch to Rodriguez comes in low for ball number 1. Got 1-0 count. As Rodriguez hit a single and got stranded her last time up, she reached on a fielder's choice and got stranded her first time up. And that pitch comes in. It's going to be another ball, so 2-0 the count. Lovington needs base runners any way they can get them, and then they need timely hitting, or they need to get lucky with some errors by Belen to move them around, and that is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1.
And so far, Belen has just committed 1 error in this ball game, and it was back in the first, and it didn't cost them.
So Lovington with some work to do at the plate. There's a high fly ball headed out to right field. Coming under, it's Masterman, and she misses. She is not able to hang on to it.
Yep, she did.
Oh, she did.
The home plate umpire signaled out.
Oh, wow.
So
Well, interesting. There's a difference of opinion out there as the umps are going to get their heads together.
So it's either a double or an out. Let's see.
We'll see what happens.
Masterman dove for it, and I think Lovington's take is that when she hit, that the ball
the ball
bounced and that
bounced
she
and hit.
and they changed the call, so they're going to say
Okay.
that the ball bounced and then it was a trap, so
Well,
it's a leadoff double.
And I think that the home plate deferred because the other ump, he ran over and he had a better angle. He was closer to it. He had a better angle to see what was going on. So an E9 puts Rodriguez out on second base.
And it'll be Braylon Hernandez checking into courtesy run.
And that brings Corral up to the plate. She grounded out to the second baseman. Her her second time up, she walked and got stranded her first time up. So no outs, a runner on second, and a little grounder. It gets back to the circle. Scott knocks it down, then picks it up, fires over to first to Rocha for out number one, but it does move Rodriguez over to third.
Hernandez.
Or Hernandez, right? Sorry.
Courtesy running.
No, Hernandez, courtesy running, that's right. So Hernandez sits on third. Corral out at first. 1 to 3 in the books. But now, Layla Hernandez, your shortstop, up to the plate. 1 out, 1 on. Lovington trailing 3-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They're running out of time. Oh, a little
bad throwback.
Bad throw back to the pitcher. Ends up going over, but Xavier saves it there at second base. So, but that was Hernandez giving it a hard look over there on third. Oh, Layla, swing and a miss. So count even, 1-1. 1-1 the count. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 1 out, runner on third. Lovington needs 3 runs to tie it, 4 to go ahead. Of course, they've got this bat and another one, bottom of the 7th. Hernandez had a fly out to the shortstopper last time, reached on a fielder's choice, and got stranded her first time. Pops this one back out of play as Peyton Lucero got out of her crouch thinking that might be in play, but fouled back beyond the screen for strike 2.
And this is a little bit reminiscent of the Carlsbad game a couple of weeks ago. Lovington just kind of stuck in neutral most of the game, and then late in the game came back and won it. That's what they'd like to do here tonight.
You bet. And that misses low and inside. In fact, it gets by Lucero, but she corrals it before the runner at third can come in. Count is now 3-2. It's full on Layla Hernandez. And a swing and a foul out of play as Hernandez was in front of that one and hit it on the inside of her bat. Count remains full. So 3-2.
Going to be important.
Nail-biting time here.
For Hernandez, just get the ball in play and score that run.
A little, a single, a little shallow hit to outfield would be good. Or, hey, work the walk and get on base, and that's great. Now you've got runners at the corners. So 1 out, runners at first and third. And number 9, Jocelyn O'Gean coming up to the plate. O'Gean, your first baseman. She bats in the 6th spot in the lineup. She's the 4th batter to come up to face Scott in this at-bat. And Lovington, the potential tying run at the plate. And a little pop-up headed over to first base to Rocha.
And if everything that could have happened, that's the one thing you didn't want to happen.
Right.
Because it didn't get the runner in.
Nope,
and it's
didn't
a quick
move the
out.
runner, and it just didn't move the runners at all. A little pop out to position 3 for the second out, but hey, Lovington, they can do. They've done a lot of damage with 2 outs before. They could do it here. That is going to hit the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count. 2 outs, but runners at first and third. The potential tying run is at the plate. Zimmery Ellis, your center fielder. A good one, a line drive shot out to center field is going to drop in front of Boozer, and it's going to score 1. And an RBI single for Ellis puts Lovington on the board. They're chipping away at it. They're threatening to blow things wide open here with a 2-out rally, and that's going to bring up Garcia to the plate, the leading hitter for Lovington. The RBI single puts Ellis on first. It moves Hernandez over to second, and it scored Rodriguez, or scored the courtesy runner Hernandez for Rodriguez. Oh, that's a call strike, you bet. That was a pretty pitch, and it is 0-1 now on Garcia, who's going to have to look at one of those and pick it up and try to move runners around and in. That is going to miss inside for ball one. So 1-1 count, and the runners moved. There was no throw.
Lucero dropped the ball
Yeah.
behind the plate, and that gave Lovington time to move around. That's heads up base running.
That's true. So they both move. Runners at second and third now. Oh, a little pop is going to fall. Oh, and the catcher catches it. That's amazing. A little bloop pop, and Peyton Lucero doesn't even have time to throw a mask off. Just looks up and lunges toward the right between home and the circle and catches that ball. Wow. Lovington catches an unlucky break there, and 3 outs ends their effort, but they do manage to put 1 run across. So we're going to go to the top of the 7th inning, 3-1. We've got a good one here. Let's come back in 60 seconds for more Lady Wildcat softball.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat softball. Here we are in the top of the 6th inning. Lovington trailing 3-1. They put 1 run on 1 hit across in their at-bat. There was 1 error committed. They left 2 on base, and here we are at the top of the 7th inning. And it is the bottom of the order. Masterman up at the bat, and that is a good pitch coming in. That is a 1-1 count. Now, first pitch was a ball. The bottom of the order, Masterman.
You might check your bug.
Okay. Okay. Top of the 7th. Yep.
It's probably behind on
It
the,
is probably. Just it takes a little bit to catch up. But yeah. And that comes in. That's another ball. 2-1 is the count. 3-1 is the score. Lovington trailing by 2. They need to keep Belen from scoring here. A nice pitch on the outside corner. So 2-2 is the count. No outs. Top of the 7th. 3-1 is the score. Belen leading, and that is going to miss just outside and run the count full. Masterman at the plate, Murillo Levy on deck, and then top of the order, Scott in the hole. Masterman reached on an error, got stranded her last time up, struck out her first time up, and that is going to be ball 4 and put her on with a walk.
And that'll be the first walk issued by Lovington pitching tonight. And you don't want to lose the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9 down there.
Right.
So now it means you just got to come back and get Rayanne Levy if you can. Infield's going to be looking for something hard, hit right at Hernandez or Morales to try and turn 2.
Yeah, if they could turn the double play, it would get him out of a little bit of a jam, put him closer. Oh, and a little bunt is going to be picked up by Sanchez in the circle and thrown over to Olguin, but it does move the runner as Masterman goes to second, and Murillo Levy with a sac bunt becomes out number 1 and brings up the top of the order. Scott up to the plate.
And Scott 2 for 3, a couple of singles, a run scored, and then grounded out her last appearance.
If she finds her way on, Mirabal is on deck and Franco is in the hole. And that's going to miss just outside for ball 1. So a runner out in second on scoring position, 1 out. And that is going to be a call, strike on the outside corner. So 1-1 the count, 1-1. 1 out, 1 on. Lots of ones here. That's going to miss low for ball 2, so 2-1. Scott was thrown out her last time up, thrown out by the first baseman.
You three.
Yeah, and that's
three
going to be
unassisted.
nice. Yeah, 3 unassisted. Yeah. 2-2 is the count after that strike. 2-2 the count. But Scott has had 2 hits in the game, 2 singles. Ooh, and did she go? Yes, she did. She broke the plane and strike out as a nice pitch as Sanchez gave her one on the outside corner, a little high, and she chased. And that is a really important strikeout. That is out number 2 with a runner out on in scoring position. Mitaval up to the plate. 2 outs, 1 runner on. If Lovington can just concentrate and get this out, and that is going to stay high for ball 1.
And Mitaval 0 for 3, struck out in the first, reached via the error in the third and scored, and then grounded out to Morales at second, back in the fifth, as a matter of fact.
Right, she's 0 for 3. That is a good pitch, a little too outside for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count, 2 outs, 1 runner on. That is Masterman out on second, reaching on the walk and moving over. There's a high pop out of play off to the right for strike 1. So 2-1 the count now. So Lovington really needs to hold Belen here and then get in the dugout. They've got 1 at-bat left to put runs on the board.
And it will be 9-1-2 due up in Lovington's half of the 7th.
And there's a little line drive shot that goes foul, thank goodness. If that had dropped in, that was trouble.
Yeah, that was a run and probably at least a double and maybe a triple.
Instead, it becomes a long strike number 2. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. A runner on second here, top of the 7th inning. Lovington trailing by 2 runs, 3-1. They need to get an out, get in the dugout, and get their bats swinging and get a come-from-behind win. There's a high pop fly. I think it's going to go out of play, heads up in the stands. That just means the count stays at 2-2. So Mitaval hanging tough at the plate, defending the plate. If she finds a way on, Franco is on deck and Shavita in the hole, but Lovington would like to just get this batter right here. Get this third out and move into the dugout. 2-2 count. A swing and a foul. Count stays 2-2. Some good vocal fans in the stand, pulling for Lovington, rooting them on. Swing and a high fly ball headed out to shallow right field. Coming under it is Rodriguez, makes the grab and keeps it, hangs on to it. Lovington gives up no runs in this at bat for Belen. The score stays 3-1, and now Lovington has one last at bat to try to put 2 runs across to tie it or 3 to win it. We'll be back with the final of this game, Lady Wildcats softball, on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on for Belen in the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Lovington needing 2 to tie, 3 to win, and with the call, Dawn Morgan.
Thank you very much. Wow, it's do or die time. Lovington knows what they have to do. It's very clear, and it's the middle of the order for them. Up first is Zabri Rodriguez, your right fielder, who just had that great
9-1-2.
Sorry, that's right, 9-1-2. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm looking up at. Yeah, never mind. But it is 9-1-2. Sanchez, the other Sabri. I was thinking Zabri and Zabri, so Sabri, not Zabri. Zabri is up, and then the top of the order, Quiroga Morales. First pitch, fouled off, strike one. Second pitch, a swing and a miss for strike two. Sabri Sanchez got thrown out by the first baseman, 3 unassisted her last time up. She hit a single and got stranded her first time up, so she's 1 for 2. Nice fly ball headed out to between center and right, and coming over. Boozer has to come all the way over and ends up making a good catch. Credit where credit's due. She definitely robbed Sabri Sanchez of a nice hit. And now Lovington is down to 2 outs. They've got to get 2 runs across to tie it or 3 to win it after a fly caught by the center fielder over there in right field for the first out. And that brings up Quiroga to the plate. Her first pitch is a strike. So 0-1 count, 1 out, nobody on. Quiroga followed by Morales and then Zabri Rodriguez in the hole, and another swing and a foul back to the screen. Strike 2. Lovington down to 2 outs to get the job done here, but they can do it. You mentioned you had that call by yourself against Carlsbad when they came from behind and won 9-8. What, about a week or so ago?
Actually, it was 5-3, but
5-3. Oh, okay. I thought it was 9-8.
Yeah, it was a 3-0 game going into the 7th.
They won. That was the 9-8. I'm thinking about their score. Their win against
Roswell.
Roswell. Yeah, Roswell on Tuesday was 9-8. Yeah.
And now it's going to be important for the Lady Cats to just continue to battle. If they don't get one they can handle and it's a strike, you've got to foul it off. You've got to just do whatever it takes to get a runner on. Because if you get a runner on, that brings the tying run to the plate.
And that is going to miss inside as Scott wanted the call on the inside corner. Didn't get it. I think it was a little too inside and a little bit low. So 1-2 count, but Quiroga's got to be swinging on anything close to protect the plate. And she does. A little pop, though. A pop-up right back to the circle, and Scott catches it. And now Lovington is down to their final out to be able to tie it or win it here in the bottom of the 7th. They trail 3-1. Quiroga with the pop out to the pitcher to position 1 for out number 2 brings Yaya Garcia to the plate. She's going to be a designated hitter again in place of Honey Morales. And it comes down to Yaya Garcia.
Yaya hit in place of Morales last time up and hit a hard shot over towards Franco, but right at her, which she handled and then tossed across the diamond.
Yep, she was out 5-3 in the book. And that pitch comes in just a little high for ball 1. So 2 outs, 1-0 counts, bottom of the 7th inning. Lovington needs 2 runs to tie it and extend this game, or 3 to win it. And that ball is inside for ball number 2. 2-0 the count. And that's going to miss inside as well. So 3-0 the count. You got to think the takes on will be on. Just if you play the percentages.
Yeah, make her pitch to you here. Just put the bat on your shoulder this time.
Have a better chance of getting on. And she does hit the middle of the plate with that. So 3-1 the count now.
I'm not always a fan of the take sign at 3-0, but in this situation, yeah, it's the right call.
And there's a little weak grounder back to Scott in the circle. She picks it up, fires over to Rocha, and that's it. Lovington has fallen 3-1 to Belen Lady Eagles. And we will be back to wrap this one up with more Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. It was a good game. It was a close game, very tight. 3-1, your final score. Lovington falling to the Belen Lady Eagles. And Belen scored 2 runs in the top of the third and then scored another run later in the game. Then Lovington scored their 1 run in the bottom of the 6th inning. Belen scored the 3 runs on 4 hits. They committed only 2 errors, left 5 on base. Lovington scored the 1 run on 4 hits. They committed 4 errors. They left 7 on base. So they had their chances. The Lovington starting pitcher, Udahara, is the losing pitcher, but it's tough when you strike out 9 and you...
It's almost not fair.
Exactly. She struck out 9 and she didn't walk any, I believe.
That is correct.
And she still is the losing pitcher in this one. And your winning pitcher is Scott, who pitched the whole game for Belen Lady Eagles, who will move up to Belen will improve to 11-8 on the season with this win. It's a non-district game for them, but they are starting their district season. They got 2 wins in district already. Lovington will fall to 10-3 with the loss, and then of course they are going to be hosting Valencia for a doubleheader right back here at Wildcat Field tomorrow afternoon, starting at 1:00.
Well, and today's loss is going to be tough for the Lady Cats. You never want to lose, especially to a divisional opponent. I have a feeling we may see Belen again somewhere down the road, but this loss it's maybe not the worst thing to happen.
True.
Because like this can refocus a team. We heard they were a little bit lackadaisical maybe earlier this week against Roswell and came out and just didn't have their normal fire tonight. And so maybe this will refocus them and let them know that, hey, if we don't bring our A game every time out, we can be beaten.
But they'll have 2 chances to go ahead and get back on the winning track tomorrow against Valencia, and that's what they're definitely going to want to do as they continue to just sharpen up before district play. And this actually can be a very instructive game. I mean, it's nice to get a look at a team that you might face later on, because you got to feel certain. I mean, Lovington has the entire district season to play, but going into district, they're looking very strong. They look like they're going to be a playoff team when they're ranked number 3 in the state right now. So yes, it's good to get a look at another team that you may face again a little bit later on in the playoffs or at state tournaments. So 3-1, your final score. It was a good one. It's hard to see Lovington have to take that loss, but again, they still have a winning season going on with a 10-3 record, and we'll be right back here to watch them and make the call tomorrow afternoon. It should start about 12:45 right here on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. So I'm Dawn Morgan for TJ Miracle, saying so long and good evening, and we'll be right back here tomorrow afternoon with more Lady Wildcat softball. Good evening.